Hey, hello, good evening, dear Swift learners. How are you all? I hope that you all are safe and fine at your homes. And I, Ritika, am back with a new session for you all. Before telling you what is our today's new session, we will have a quick tour around Swiflearn to see what is Swiflearn all about. So Swiflearn, as I always tell you, it is India's most sincere learning destination wherein we provide the classes for grade 1 to grade 10. Over here you will be getting 100% live interactive classes and you will be connecting with your teachers through audio and video calls. Plus you will also have personalized attention batch in which maximum 6 students will be there so that teachers can pay attention to you. Apart from teachers, we also have academic mentor team which will be guiding you and tracking your progress throughout your sessions. And we also cover the syllabus as per your school exam schedule so that you can perform well there also. But there are some of the more key features which make Swiflearn all the more special. First one of them is detailed progress report. So every month you will be getting a progress report in which your detailed analysis of how do you attempt your test, homework, how do you perform in class, everything will be given. After that, you can take a test series which is Swiflearn Academic Test Series in which you can compete with the students of your grade and you can see what is your position. You can also take unlimited practice test through the portal which includes subjective test also, and you can practice on answer writing for your exams. So what are you waiting for? Just book your free trial class and have the experience of one of the most amazing online classes. Okay, so please subscribe to the channel of Swiflearn and press the bell icon so that you do not miss on any update of Swiflearn. Now, classification of animals. We were doing this topic and today we are going to do second session of the same. Now, what we studied in our last session and what are our objectives of this session is we are going to see about invertebrates. Okay, in which we are going to see about Annelida, arthropoda, nematoda, mollusca and Enchinodermate. So these are the phylums that we will be discussing today. Okay, now let's recall whatever we studied in our last class. So on the basis of vertebral column, the animals, they are classified into two main categories, which is invertebrates and second one is vertebrates. Okay, now in invertebrates, there is again a major classification which is Porifera, Cnidaria, Stenophora, we have Platyhelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Nematoda, Mollusca, Enchinodermate. So this is again a subclassification of the invertebrates. Now, which type of animals occur in Porifera? So in Porifera, there are the animals which are generally known as sponges. Okay, they are mostly marine creatures. Their body possesses pores. Okay, so that means they have pores on their body. They are asymmetrical in the nature. Now, which animal phylum has lowest structural organization? So it is the Porifera only. Now let us study some of the points about invertebrates over here. So talking about phylum Nematoda. So phylum Nematoda, they are also known as roundworms. Why? Because they are having the cylindrical body, okay, and they are mostly found as parasitic or free living worms in the nature. Okay, so examples are Ascaris, pinworm and hookworm. So these are some of the example of phylum Nematoda. Next, what are their main characteristics? They are bilaterally symmetrical, they are triploblastic, and they have pseudocoelomate, that is, they have a false coelom. And their true coelom, it is enclosed by mesoderm, okay, where as in pseudocoelomates, the body cavity, it is adjacent to mesoderm only on one side. So their actual characteristic is they are pseudocoelomate, having false coelom. Then they have an organ level of organ system level of organization, okay, and they have a complete alimentary canal, okay, and they have fertilization is internal, they have separate sexes and they possess internal fertilization. Next, talking about phylum Annelida. So it is again a very broad phylum, okay, of kingdom Animalia. So these animals, they are found in aquatic also and terrestrial environment also. Okay. Next is they are bilateral symmetrical, and they are invertebrate, as we are studying about invertebrates. Okay, and their body has segments. Okay, so their body is segmented and it distinguishes them from any other organism. What are the characteristics? They can be aquatic also, in which they can be marine or freshwater. They can be terrestrial, they can be free living, or sometimes they are even parasitic. Their body is segmented externally, okay, and some of their anterior body segments from the head. Okay, so there are segments present on the Annelida's body. The exoskeleton is absent and the body is covered with a thin substance which is known as cuticle. And the locomotory organs, which is helpful for movement, they are segmentally arranged. So they have segments. Okay. Then their alimentary canal, it is a tube-like structure. Okay, it is extending from mouth to anus. So complete tubical body they have. Okay, and they are true coelomate animals and having closed blood vascular system. Then the excretion is by a part which is known as nephridia. Okay, it removes all the waste material from coelom and bloodstream directly to the exterior environment. And they indulge in sexual reproduction, and their nervous system is also present in their body. Next is arthropoda. So it is one of the largest phylum. Okay, it has about 9 lakh species in it. They can be aquatic, they can be terrestrial, or parasitic also. Then they have joint appendages and a chitinous exoskeleton. So the skeleton, it is outside and it is made up of substance known as chitin. Now let's study about phylum Arthropoda. So it has all the classes. It has the insects basically. Okay, it has a large class of insects. Okay, and it has 9 lakh species. So it covers major portion of the animal species in the world. Okay, and they again can survive in any kind of condition. So they have this ability to survive in every kind of habitat, and that is the reason why they are so widely distributed. Next, talking about their characteristics, their body is triploblastic, it is segmented and bilateral symmetrical. Then they exhibit the organ system level of organization. Their body is having organ systems, and it's divided into head, thorax and abdomen. So the body is having divisions which is mainly in 3 parts: head, thorax and abdomen. Their body also have joint appendages which is helping them to move in locomotion, and their coelomic cavity, it is filled with blood. Okay, their circulatory system is open, so they possess open circulatory system. So this is the body in which they have many parts like forewing, hindwing, sternum, heart, rectum, string, venom sac, nerve ganglia, stomach, honey stomach, etc., etc. So these are all the things. The head bear pair of compound eyes. So here in Arthropoda we have here eyes are present. Okay, so they have compound eyes. Exoskeleton, it is made up of substance known as chitin, and the arthropods, the terrestrial which live on land, they excrete through Malpighian tubules, and the aquatic arthropoda, they excrete through green glands or coaxial glands. The terrestrial excrete through Malpighian tubules, and aquatic they excrete through green glands, and it is also known as coaxial glands. They are unisexual, and their fertilization can be internal also and external also. Again, they have a very well developed digestive system. So we can see as we are moving forward, the body structure, it is developing bit by bit. They respire through their body surface or trachea, and they contain the sensory organs. They have hair, they have antennae, they have a simple or compound eyes, auditory organs and stetocyst. So these are all sensory organs which they possess. Next, talking about phylum Mollusca. So they are having very soft bodies, jelly-like bodies. They are triploblastic and bilaterally symmetrical. And if there is a particular study of mollusca, it is known as malacology. Talking about their characteristics, they are very thin, fleshy. Okay, so they are sluggish invertebrates. They have thin, fleshy envelope, which is known as the mantle. The animals belonging to phylum Mollusca, they are very soft-bodied. They are triploblastic and non-metermic coelomates. Now, they have a very main or important role in us humans' life because they are source of jewelry as we get pearls, and they are also source of food. Okay, so natural pearls, they are formed with these mollusks, and they are having the bivalve mollusk. They are used as bioindicators in the marine and freshwater environment, so they are also used as indicators. And talking about some of them, they are also like pests such as snails and slugs, so they are pests which are of no use. Next talking about Enchinodermata. So the organisms belonging to phylum Enchinodermata, they are exclusively marine. So they are all marine creatures, and they are multicellular, and they have very well developed organ systems. All the animals which belong to this phylum Enchinodermata, they have same features, which are colorful organisms. They have unique shapes, and they are again ecologically and geologically very important. The water vascular system present in echinoderms accounts for gaseous exchange, circulation of nutrients, and waste elimination. That is, they have this water vascular system, okay, which is present, and it is helping them for gaseous exchange, the nutrient circulation in their whole body, and to eliminate the waste from their body. Okay, so now let us answer some of the questions. Name the largest phylum. So it is phylum Arthropoda. It has about 9 lakh species. What are the major characteristics of arthropoda? So it is, they are triploblastic, the body is segmented, they are bilaterally symmetrical. Their organ systems are very well developed, and they are unisexual. Differentiate between Platyhelminthes and nematoda. So talking about Platyhelminthes, they are triploblastic, their body is dorsoventrally flattened, and they do not have a true body cavity. And nematoda, they are also known as roundworms. They have cylindrical body. They are sometimes parasitic, or they can be free living also, and they again have bilaterally symmetrical body. Okay, so let us do some of the questions to see whatever we have learned. What is the phylum of Ascaris? So Ascaris animals, they belong to phylum Nematoda. Next, the animal belonging to phylum Dash have soft bodies, triploblastic, and bilaterally symmetrical. So soft bodies, it is mollusca. And third one, which of the following phylum has water vascular system? We just now saw that it is Enchinodermata. Okay, so what are the things that we learned today? We learned about invertebrates, in which we focused on Annelida, Arthropoda, Nematoda, Mollusca, and Enchinodermata. So I hope you might have understood this, and we will be taking this particular session further, in which we will be studying a bit more about kingdom Animalia. And if you have missed out on any particular session, you can just go to Swiflearn's channel. All the videos are listed over there, and you can also book your free trial class on Swiflearn, as there are very few slots left. So please kindly hurry up and have the experience of one of the most amazing classes going on over here at Swiflearn. Thank you. Let's meet in the next class.